We are sitting here in the backyard from Simpel Sourdough studio, and we are making this video because we originally made how to start a sourdough bakery, and it became very popular despite it was a very low production. So now we want to do a follow-up video where we are giving you a tour inside the bakery, and we are explaining some of our processes, and you will meet some of my colleagues. Okay, so we are standing outside the bakery in this yellow building. It's originally an old warehouse that has been made into a restaurant before we had our bakery. We have some nice writings on the wall. We have a bread closet up there that we are using once in a while. Let's go for a small tour. So Simpel Sourdough, founded by my girlfriend and myself, and we have had more partners throughout the years, and right now we are running on the third year. Originally it started with the YouTube channel. As some of you might know, we started with a Danish YouTube channel, and later on we made the English YouTube channel. And slowly we just grew our social media. We did some pop-ups where we sold bread in some small villages, and then we did a lot of sourdough courses where we taught people how to bake with sourdough. So the original thought were that we wanted to teach people how to bake with sourdough. Unfortunately, during the pandemic we had to shut down all the teachings, and we had to somehow pay the rent. So we started doing these pop-ups where we would sell bread. In the beginning it was kind of a closed group. Only very few people knew about our place. So it was quite funny to see how it evolved and how more and more people discovered us. We just really used social media as much as we could to get a lot of organic traffic without having to pay for commercials and paid advertisement. So let's go for a quick tour. Where we sell the bread. Right now it's Pierre behind the counter. Sophie is on the coffee station at our old French desk. The color theme in here is green, as you might have noticed. We got our shop over here, web shop. Right now we are 5 employees. We are 2 or 3 people that are baking at the moment. I'm mostly the one baking during the night time, and I'm also in production after the night time. And we are just slowly teaching our employees how we are doing all our stuff. So we are working with sourdough breads, rolls. We are doing a lot of lamination where we are incorporating sourdough but also a bit of yeast. And then we're just trying to do all kinds of classics that you will see throughout the world, and we are also incorporating a lot of the old Danish baking traditions into our bakery. So right now we are still in a test phase. We have been running the bakery only for a half year now, and in the beginning you will meet Anders upstairs. He was the first employee, so we were only 2 people running the bakery and the cafe at the same time. So we have scaled up the staff quite fast, from being 2 to 5. I was educated as a chef, but I never really learned how to bake bread. It was some very terrible bread and buns that I was baking. And then I got randomly a head chef career at a boarding school, where the old head chef, he was an ex-head baker from a very popular bakery, and they were baking with sourdough. So he was just extremely good with baking. And when I took over from him, I had to rapidly teach myself how can I become good with this. So I was kind of forced into learning how to bake with sourdough. And I wanted to bake without yeast, So for me, it was just a lot of trial and error, how to learn to bake with sourdough. And the first year, there was a lot of mistakes and a lot of failure from baking with sourdough. My favorite thing about baking with sourdough is how lively the dough feels and how you can always keep improving. Then it's also much more exciting for me to bake with sourdough because it's like there is a timer until things go bad, and it's just more interesting to see the result when you wake up in the morning. I'm always excited to come down and bake. I think I will never lose that feeling of having that excitement to wake up and bake. Then you're always chasing to produce some of the best that you can. As a chef, it's just very rewarding because you are working with some very good ingredients. You are working with minimal amount of ingredients, like a good sourdough bread is just flour, water and salt. So it's very natural, but at the same time it just produces the most fantastic product. You get a product that has all the flavor, everything from the flavor palette. You have the salt, the sour, umami. You have the bitterness from the crust on the bread. Basically it has everything. And at the same time you get like the crunchiness from the crust, and you get a very spongy crumb. So texture wise it's also very exciting to create. Okay, so right now the cafe is very busy, so we will do another more detailed video when it's more quiet, and you can see the different corners and how we have made the whole decorations inside. This is how our bakery looks like, or the kitchen. It's not very big. We're using some very primitive ovens. We're still baking in these ovens from Belgium. And then we have a regular convection oven and a rolling table for our laminations. In the beginning, I would probably spend more than 100 hours a week just baking and trying to become better at my craft, producing social media content. We have also developed a lot of baking tools for home bakers. They are being produced here around our local area. You can see them on our website. So we are working together with blacksmiths and some other craftsmen, some woodworkers. So it has just been a very exciting journey, but we just had the passion to just keep pursuing because we kind of had the vision from what it could be, and we still have a lot of visions with how we want to improve our business. Me and my girlfriend, we are just fantastic at working together because we have two completely different brains. So we say that, you know, the other one takes care of what the other one cannot take care of. So there's just a very good collaboration in that. And then it's also, it can be nice. Some people think that you need off time and you cannot talk about your business in your spare time, but it can also be nice. But at the same time, we are very aware that we need to take breaks from the job and just focus on doing normal stuff. Someone recently told me or asked me what my other hobbies were, and it kind of caught me that, like, I know I have a lot of other hobbies and interests, but I think people that has been following our work, they think that we are doing sourdough very intense 24/7, but that's not the case. Now we are more professional about it, but at one point it kind of was an obsession for me to just keep on baking every single day. And I think during the first year, honestly, I baked a bread or something with sourdough every single day.
At home?
To become good. At home,
yeah.
At school, down here, just anywhere I could.
Yeah.
There was always a dough. Okay, so my favorite product in the bakery, the sourdough loaf that everybody else loves creating, because I'm doing it almost every single day. I still enjoy the process despite having done it as much as we have. I really enjoy laminating and making croissant, but I have to say the loaf because it's the most satisfying. You are using so many senses trying to create this perfect bread. yeah, and it still amazes me every time, and it's still exciting to bake. So it has to be the loaf, as it is for so many others. So right now our opening hours are from Wednesday to Friday on the normal weeks, and some weeks we are open Wednesday to Saturday. And that means we have Monday and Tuesday and Sunday for production days. We are definitely using those days for production, but we are also trying to maintain our online universe with our teachings and our products and our website and social media. So there's a lot of work there. A lot of people here in the city, they are asking questions, of course, why we are not more open just like a traditional bakery. But the true answer is that we don't really want that. We want to also have our spare time, and the processes are also much more heavy than it would be with if you were working with yeast. So we have to use our time a bit different, and we definitely have to use our off days to get ahead of our production routine. Also because we don't want to have a huge staff. We want to have a nice, like almost a small family, and we also want the people that come here to recognize us and just create deeper relations. So our future plans, right now we have moved from a stage where we are trying to be creative, and now we just have to run our business. We are still learning how to run our business, so that is our main focus now. Now we also have employees, so we have to keep on going down that path, but at the same time we are still working on new products. Meanwhile, if you follow our Instagram, for example, you can see what we have in store. I can tell you right now we are working on a handmade bread knife that is just completely handcrafted, and I'm very excited to reveal how that's going to be. So right now we are definitely working on just running the business, of course, making sure everything is nice and in order, and we are also working on how we can optimize everything. There is a lot of optimization still to be done. For my final words, I want to thank everyone for checking out our videos, for liking and commenting on the stuff that we do, using our web shop, just anything that's supporting our bakery, because honestly that's how we can continue running our project. We are very dependent on the work that we're doing online, so once again, thank you. Remember to like and subscribe and leave a comment.